not your favorite trip, Coach. You've made no doubt about that in the past. How are you approaching this one?
No, I mean it's a fine trip. I mean I think it's the toughest of the trips in terms of distance-wise. You have a long drive afterwards and that kind of a thing. But obviously Green Bay is very, very good. I'm not sure they've lost at home.
7-1.
Very, very good basketball team at home, coming off a bunch of good wins. So we have our work cut out for us. Milwaukee's playing on campus right now in the Klotsky Center, which is not the cell which we've used to be. We're kind of used to and have had great success at the cell over the years. So we've got our work cut out for us. I think the positive thing out of this week is after this week, we get a chance really to take 3 other trips on the road for the rest of the year, and they're all up and back, so one-day trips. So you go to Valpo, to Detroit, to Wright State. So after this week, your travel is going to be somewhat limited for the rest of the semester, or the rest of the year.
And you played pretty well on the road. I mean, I know you were disappointed with the home loss, but
yeah, I mean, if you look at our schedule, we're 5-3 on the road against Division I opponents, and 1-3 or 1-2 at home. We've had 3 good days of practice. Guys have been very focused. I don't think there's anybody, staff-wise or player-wise, that's happy with how we've played at home. We obviously have this week, but I'm excited to get back home after that and start to, put a little bit more toughness together at home. But we've had 2 or 3 really, really good days of practice. I've really been proud of our leadership within our program. Has not been a tough thing in terms of coaches. The kids have really taken ownership in terms of how we've played, at home and want to get back to it. So we've had a really good couple of days of practice.
Are you surprised just how the league is right now after the first week of the conference?
Yeah, I mean, I really am. To be honest with you, when you stop to think about, when we went to Chicago and played Loyola, I thought Loyola would come back to the pack a little bit, which they have. Wright State has been probably the biggest surprise. They had, a really good win at Loyola on Saturday, but again, now they're going to Valpo, to Detroit, to us. That'll be a kind of a telling stretch. But back in the beginning of the year, I told you I thought that the winner of the league could have 4, 5, 6 losses. And if the winner of the league's having that, I just see very much a parity within this league. I mean, it is some very good basketball teams. I think everybody has really good players. And what I mean by that, I think every team has like a quality 1 or 2 guys, which I'm not sure has happened since I've been here, where you can look at, maybe the bottom, whatever teams say, oh, that kid's an all-league, or that kid's a second-team all-league player. So I think it's much different from last year, where I think there's, any numbers of 1 to 7 teams that might that could make a run at the right time of the year and win this thing.
Obviously, lost last week isn't underneath for 1 or 2 guys, but I felt like watching Blake and Cameron, like you need more from those guys specifically. And Blake, I guess I feel like I was expecting maybe to take a step this year that he hasn't taken. I don't know if you could address that.
I mean, Joe, I think that's fair. I mean, I think that's a fair statement. You know what I mean? You don't have to tell those guys that they haven't played well. Do those guys have to play better for us to be good? There's no doubt about that. But if you ask them, they'd look right at you and say to you, Coach, I mean, I haven't played very good. So, we're very much aware of that. For us to be good, our backcourt's got to be good. And, we're kind of, it's a marathon run this basketball season, You know, you look around sports and there's an ebb and flow to it. And, you know, we've been a really good February kind of team, and I kind of told our guys we got to click it in a little bit before that. And I think that, like I said, we've been on purpose this week. Those guys have, you know, got to play better, and they're good kids. They're, you know, they're good people. They're working hard at it, and I anticipate it. I anticipate that they will.
What about Green Bay is the most challenging, other than the fact that you'll have to play it in their building?
They say a first round draft pick in Brown. It's, you know, 7-2. During the summer and early fall, he was projected as the 12th or 13th pick. They probably have as good a point guard as there is in the league. They're a very talented group. They have beat Marquette at home. I mean, this is a very, very good basketball team on their floor. So we've never won there. It's a kind of a game that we've played some good games there, but we've never gotten over the hump. Only a couple of the places that we've never won, and we've got our hands full. This is a basketball team that's you know, on purpose at home, and we're going to have a very special effort to get it done there.
Sir, you mentioned you guys had 3 good days of practice following Thursday. Just to go back to Thursday in a game like that, do you watch the tape? Is that something you just...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean,
you treat it like any other...
Well, you know, to be honest with you, you know, Dana, if we had played on Saturday, you'd have handled it different than you did because we were off. You know, if we had had a game on Saturday, you know, we would have gotten rid of that game a little bit quicker, and obviously had to get ready for a Saturday with a 1-day turnaround. The fact that we have not, you know, the fact that we had a week off, we watched it as a group, the first half. Then we broke down each individual possession per player, showed them where we were mistakes, showed them where it was a toughness issue. You know, you can't go to a place like UIC and play them to the last second, win at Loyola, go to Georgia and do those kind of things and just come to your own building and not have any fight. And there were some things that we learned too about some of the pressure releases, some pressure releases stuff against people that would get up into us. So I mean, I think when the day is done, hopefully we'll look back on it and there were some positive things that came out of a tough night.
Getting back to Green Bay, is there a common thread in any of their losses, other than the fact that most of them were on the road, that you're looking at?
No, I mean, you know, I've watched 7 games of theirs and 5 of Milwaukee, and they just shoot the ball, have a little bit more confidence at home than they do on the road. Good basketball team. You know, they're a very gifted group.